Here, start your engine. That's what happens when you have a mayor that's constantly revved up. It's great. If she looked comfortable on that motorcycle, that's because she knows her way around Harley Davidsons, and you can ask her about that for sure. We're really glad you're here. I'm Keith Arnold, CEO of the Convention and Visitors Bureau. It is really our pleasure to welcome you and to tell you all about this event, but the best people to tell you about are the people who for 19 years have been doing this really, really well, somewhat south of us, and decided to bring their 20th anniversary of what is now the Corpus Christi Bike Fest to our town. I'd like you to welcome President and co-founder and his co-founding partner in this, G.J. Reyna and Mark Lacey, to say a few words. Come on up, guys. Great people to work with. You wouldn't be here without them.
Good afternoon. Thank you. First off, I really want to thank Mr. Arnold here, Keith Arnold. What a great individual. Corpus Christi is really fortunate to have this individual. Also, a big shout out to Mark Shaber. Thank you for hosting us. Appreciate it. Mayor Martinez, thank you for honoring us with your presence. We appreciate you being here. Thank you all so much. We're so excited to be able to have this opportunity to bring Bike Fest to Corpus Christi. As Keith mentioned to you, this is going to be our 20th year. So Mark and I have partnered together for the last 19 years, and we've run a very successful motorcycle rally. We are so excited to have our 20th right here in Corpus Christi. The phone calls have been coming through, the positive phone calls have been coming through from people throughout the city and abroad. I know I was talking to one of the hotelers that was here that we already have different chapters from different bike organizations that are already wanting to book their rooms. And we're having the same thing back home. People are calling, making sure that we are going to be coming to Corpus Christi, in fact, and they're unfortunately canceling rooms for South Padre Island, but they're rebooking the rooms in Corpus Christi. You know, on another note, we do want to thank South Padre Island for 19 wonderful years. They've been a great partner of ours, and we are so looking forward to this new partnership with Corpus Christi. In the past, we've been able to work very closely with all the city officials, in particularly the police department and the chiefs, and we're looking for that same sort of partnership here. As soon as I find out who the chief is, and I hope he doesn't arrest me, but we are going to be bringing something like 15,000 of our best biker friends to your city. I'll let Mr. Lacey say a couple of words. Mark Lacey, my partner.
Thank you very much. It's so exciting to be here. It's just reinvigorating us, our staff, I say our staff, we're all volunteers. We're a 501c3 organization, and we exist to put on this rally and to raise some funds and then give some of those proceeds to charities in the area, in the South Texas area. So we're thrilled to be here. It's so exciting to see everybody we've talked to says, what can we do? How can we do it? How can we do it better? And we're thrilled. So thank you. We're looking forward to making a lot of trips to Corpus Christi. Thanks.
These are great guys and a whole lot of fun. I want to take just a little bit of a break to welcome some of our important officials and dignitaries that are here. We have members of the City Council here, Chad McGill, Kelly Allen, and Rudy Garza. Any other public officials that I didn't see, we want to make sure we recognize you, but your support is so important to us. I also want to introduce you to some very key members in our lives, certainly our board of directors that are our president that we know of for sure, Mark Shaber. And Mark, thank you for putting us on our chair. Michael Womack, who is our chair-elect. And Terry Klinger representing RTA, also that sits on our board. And I want to introduce Bill Durrell too, because this is a part of his dream and process and everything else down here. So Bill, thanks for everything you do for us too. But of all the people that you'd want to give a welcome anywhere, one of the warmest, sunniest individuals you know and most positive, our Mayor, Nelda Martinez. Mayor, would you please come up and say hello to us?
Thank you, Keith. I will tell you that I am probably one of the biggest fans of this Bike Fest coming here to Corpus Christi, Texas. And years ago, I do have my motorcycle license. And years ago, I was in Dallas and I went to a Harley-Davidson dealership and I bought a motorcycle and I drove it back and had lunch in Austin, a stop there, and drove all the way back to Corpus Christi. And I love Harley-Davidson. So thank you so much for bringing the Bike Fest here. You know what's so amazing about riding a bike is that you're going to meet lots of wonderful people. There are people of all walks of life, and they're going to spend their money here. And we absolutely love the investment that you will have in the city of Corpus Christi, and we open our arms for you and know that we are here to meet your needs and to be a wonderful host city of the Bike Fest. And thank you for coming to Corpus Christi. We are so pleased and proud of the CVB and your leadership and your board for bringing our bikes here, and know that there's going to be a few of us riding maybe with you alongside. And I used to ride, my first Harley was a Classic Heritage Softail, and sold that one. My second one that I'm considering, I wanted a Fat Boy. I was at a cocktail party one time and I said in mixed company, I said, you know, now I'm in the market for a Fat Boy. And then I'll never forget, this one guy says, wait no longer, little honey, here I am, you know. Anyway, bottom line, thank you. We're happy you're here, and let's go with Bike Fest. Well done.
Well, we do know that there are a lot of different kinds of bikes that participate in Bike Fest. These colors are not my accent and on me either. I just want to let you know that, all right? Those of you who recognize Harley-Davidsons. Also, speaking of Harley-Davidsons, very important partner in this and a person who knows the value of motorcycles and enthusiasts of this town. I've heard secondhand, but I know you've reflected on the 2005 Hog Fest. We're not unfamiliar with great Harley-Davidsons here, having had to stay here, I think, twice over maybe a 10-year period, if I recall, because I think the first one was while I was here still. But the owner of our Harley-Davidson right here in Corpus Christi, Preston Douglas. Preston, would you come up and say a few words?
You know, as a Harley-Davidson dealer, you can't have anything better than a biker-friendly mare, and we really have it, and that's great. Needless to say, how could you be more excited if you're a Harley-Davidson dealer? And I have a little bit of a unique perspective because maybe some of you have been, but I've been to the Roar by the Shore a number of times, and I think the first thing I want to say is how lucky we are to have these guys bringing this rally here. I have been to that rally a number of times. I had a great time, sometimes a really lot better time than I should have. And it's a safe rally, it's well run, they're organized guys, and you're going to be proud of the show they put on as reflective of Corpus Christi, because I've been to the rally, I can tell you, they do a great job. I've ridden a lot of miles with these guys on charity events, and they're great guys, and we're lucky to have them bring in here. Speaking of going to other rallies, one of the reasons I'm sure this is going to be such a big success is when I go to other rallies, other Harley stores, other biker functions around the state, without fail, people will mention the State Hog Rally where they've been here years before, and how much bikers wish there was another event here in Corpus Christi. There's so much to do, there's places to ride, there's attractions to see, and we all know the weather in October is just fabulous. So it's going to be a big draw, and it's going to be a big attraction. To local bikers, what kind of dream could you have to have a quality bike rally come here? I mean, as a rider and enthusiast, I can't be happier than to have a rally of this caliber in our backyard. So we're fortunate that these guys have chosen Corpus, It wasn't an easy move. Having gone to that rally, I can tell you, you should give them a pat on the back, because it's not an easy move to pick up after 19 years somewhere and come here. And we're lucky they're here, and I'll say thank you very much.
Speaking of not first rodeos, I worked for a couple of years as a news and sports reporter for the voice of Daytona Speedway, WNDB, and I worked as a slammer reporter on weekends for WESH-TV. I have seen some bike rallies in my life. I spent a couple of summers announcing flat track motorcycle racing too, so I can tell you it's a great festival, a great event, and we again are very, very fortunate to have it. It'll take all of us to make this successful. It's extremely important because we have potential way beyond 2013. But it's all predicated on how well we take care of them. We want to thank, we are going to work very, very soon, sit down and start talking and planning with all members of the city that will have elements of responsibility, assistance, things that we need to go over with them. And I welcome Captain Kirk Stowers, who's here, and the police department. And now and they mentioned the mayor rides bikes. Well, the past mayor and past police chief rode motorcycles. The current police chief has a bike, I know that for a fact. And our city manager rides motorcycles too. So you're in all that to be said, you're in a very, very good community. But we do need to make sure that they have a great experience, because it'll pay dividends for us for the long term. What does this mean to Corpus Christi? Well, somebody who knew and was probably as excited or more so than anybody else I know initially, and seems to remain that way, and we're happy about it because he's my board chair, and our board chair, Mark Scherberg. Mark?
Thanks, Keith. Yeah, I moved down here in 2002 from Austin to operate Concrete Street, and I've been waiting for this day ever since. The Republic of Texas Biker Rally in Austin, I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with it, but it is the single largest economic impact weekend in Austin, Texas, including ACL, South by Southwest, any Longhorn football game, anything that you could possibly imagine. This event in Austin is the biggest impact on businesses, hotels, restaurants, retail establishments, which we know all this money that these bikers come to town with and leave here without will get recirculated in our community many times. Just a few facts: we're looking at 15,000 bikers, 5,000 room nights, an off-peak season conversion economic impact conservatively of $6 million. And of course, additional sales revenue. And one thing that people don't realize with these bike rallies, these women and men come into town with their girlfriends, their wives, their husbands. They have a great time in Corpus Christi. We show them a great time. They come back the following summer with their families. They tour here. They come back the following year with business investment, with expansion. They come back and buy second homes. They come back and retire. The residual effects of something like this, bringing this type of caliber of people to town, it's just amazing. And you hear me now, but you'll see it later. When these 15,000 bikes all roll in and just converge into this town, people are just amazed at it's crazy. It's the impact it has and what it does to a town. It'll just turn a town inside out, and we're so excited. It's our challenge right now to all of us get together and really show these people what Corpus Christi can do. We're competing with South Padre Island. We're Jim over at the Bank Center. I know they're going to roll out the red carpet. Casey's over here from the DMD. I know the downtown is going to really step up to support this. JJ and all the Hook staff, Concrete Street, Brewster Street, we really want these bikes to roll in, have the best time they've ever had in Corpus Christi, come back, and in 5 years, in year 25, we'll have 30,000 bikes coming to Corpus Christi every year. So welcome these guys. It's our job to throw the best event we can for them. It's their job to get the people here. Let's all really come together and do that for these guys. Thank you for bringing this here very much.
Couple more sidebars. The first weekend they're spending with us is Columbus weekend, so it's our sincere hope that we'll have a significant number of people stay an extra day and ride back on Monday. Secondly, I want to make sure that I introduce also a key partner in this is the American Bank Center, and where the bulk of the activities are going to take place, and they've been really turning themselves out to make this deal work. Jim Salamentis, the general manager. Jim, thank you very much for your help in this too. And Mark and GJ, you've told me that what number rally is this in the state currently? We are what number? What biggest? We're the third largest, right? And what do we want to be?
Nobody wants to be third.
All right. Okay, so I was just giving them a hard time, but they said that to me a couple of times over the weekend, and this is, from their practical standpoint, and business standpoint as well as personal, this is a great opportunity for them to grow, for us to catch up with Galveston and Austin. Is that the deal? Wow. Okay. I like it. We like ambition. Thank you. At any rate, the Corpus Christi Convention and Visitors Bureau is very excited to have worked with and booked this event collectively with all your help, many of the people who were mentioned today. We appreciate all the work that GJ and Mark and Ray and Juan and the rest of this volunteer staff do. They're an incredible group of people. We had about 20 of them here this weekend, and they're a lot of fun to work with, and it's amazing the amount of work they do as volunteers. $6 million, over 5,000 room nights, 15 to 16,000 people for a long weekend. It's off-season business. I don't know of a better piece of business that we've been able to participate in the almost 20 years off and on I've had an affiliation with this community, so we are very, very excited. Please, one more time, give a warm Corpus Christi Upper Padre Island welcome to this event and our guests. Thank you so much. Lastly, I left out the first word in the Bike Fest. It is the Budweiser Corpus Christi Bike Fest. We're fortunate on two levels. One is that it's L&F here because they're so great, but it's also L&F that is in the valley where it starts, so they know this event, and they're really stepping up on the local level. I know Tony Lamantia is out of town today, or he'd be here today, but they are very, very supportive. Thank you, L&F, and have a great afternoon. Be happy to take any questions if you have them from the floor or from the press. Any questions? Okay, we'll be happy to take one-on-one questions then. Thanks again for being here and for your support. We look forward to October. Have a great spring break.